He felt the change as soon as he stepped over the threshold of the croft. It came on like icy water, sprinkling across the nape of his neck. He tilted his head a little to send the feeling away, traced a warding glyph in the air like taking down a volume from a library shelf. Around him, the croft walls grew back to an enclosing height they likely hadn't seen in decades. The boiling grey sky blacked out, replaced with damp-smelling thatch overhead. A dull, reddish glow reached out to him from the hearth. Peat smoke stung his throat. He heard the slow creak of wood. A worn oak rocking chair angled at the fireside, tilting gently back and forth. From where he stood, Ringil could not tell what was seated there, only that it was wrapped in a dark cloak and cowl. The ward he'd chosen was burning down around him like some torched peasant's hut. He felt the fresh exposure shiver through him, reached for something stronger, cracked finger bones etching it into the air.
"Yes, becoming quite adept at that, aren't we?"
It was a voice that creaked like the chair, wheeze and rustle of seeming age, or maybe just the breathlessness at the end of laughing too hard at something.
"Quite the master of the Ringil Eskiath these days?"
His fresh ward shattered apart, no better than the first. The chill of the presence rushed in on him. The rocking chair jerked violently around from no agency he could see. The thing it held was a corpse. The shrunken mounds it made within the wrap of the cloak were unmistakable, the way it skewed awkwardly in the seat as if blown there by the wind. The cowl was tipped forward like the muzzle of some huge dark worm, shrouding the face. One ivory-pallid hand gripped an armrest, flesh shrunk back from long, curving nails. The other hand was lost in the folds of the cloak, and seemed to be holding something. His own hand leaped up, across, closed on the hilt of the raven's friend where it jutted over his left shoulder.
"Oh, please," creaked the voice, "put that away, why don't you? If I can break your wards like sticks for kindling, how hard do you think it's going to be for me to break that dinky little sword of yours as well? You know, for an up-and-coming sorcerer you show remarkably little breadth of response. You did not know me at Trelane's eastern gate, when your destiny was first laid out in terms you could understand. You did not know me at the river, when the first of the cold gathered to you, and your passage to the dark gate began. And I sent a whole shipload of corpses for you when you were finally ready to come back. So tell me, Ringil Eskiath, how many times must I look out at you through the eyes of the dead before I am given my due?"